failure. So Rebecca was actually a part of a second business that I had created at the end of 2016. It was a retail business. She was one of my models.
Hey, lucky people get to look at me.
Yes,
Just
she
kidding.
was gorgeous in high heels.
Stop. So tall in high heels.
And so gorgeous.
Thank you. I'm probably like 6 feet tall if I wear heels.
I always felt like you were that tall anyway.
Yeah, everyone says
it's your
that.
Personality.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
You can't see me right now, but I'm...
She's projecting my bigness.
The big personality. But yeah, so that was something that I put my heart, soul, spirit, mind into. And I think for the first time in my life, I had finally found a piece of like what my purpose was. Mm-hmm. And so when I shut that down at the end of 2018, which really we just couldn't make the business model work, scaling was going to be very difficult, I stepped back into my marketing agency, which is the business I built in 2012. I'm amazing with marketing. I've had an incredible opportunity to work with businesses world round, but it's not really like what feeds my soul. Mm-hmm. So to step back into that was really, I mean, when you go from like grasping onto your purpose to like going back to just kind of a mundane, like something that's fun, but like more so it's about paying the bills.
Right.
It is such a life-changing experience, and it kind of, I mean, sucks everything out. I mean, like we talked about how difficult it is when you're building a business and you're like dumping everything into it. I mean, the first, I would say, because I shut it down in December 2018, and it wasn't really until April 2019, probably right around then, that I actually like started like kind of getting back to myself, because it was so much healing and so much like just the rest. I mean, I had given everything I had to that. Like,
I witnessed this.
Everything. All the money, all the time, all the conversations. I mean, like, people probably thought I was so boring for a couple of years because that's all I talked about. But you know, and I mean, there's a whole discussion there too about like balance.
Yeah. What's that?
That's the like Virgo in me that's like extreme. But in the midst of this kind of recovery, this whole, I mean, just I've had this huge spiritual wave happen. I mean, just the doors got blown off, and I've always been a spiritual person, but 2019 for me was just like a total awakening that is still happening. And that's definitely kind of, you know, the podcast is, I think, the first real thing that's culminated from that, where it's like, I've decided I'm going to do something that I really love, that I'm passionate about. I'm going to be putting mine out like unedited and raw at first, so I can take people kind of on that journey with me as I like get an intro and like be cool and, you know, do the things that a marketing person wants to do.
Right.
But my recovering perfectionism is like, I don't want to put all this weight on myself on the front end, so that I can just start having a conversation, because that's really what's most important to me. But and you've been such an inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
And you're freaking rocking it.
Thank
like with your
you.
retail and everything. I'm like, okay, now she's doing that. Okay, now this, now like
that
journal and books and card pulls, and like it just keeps coming.
That chair right there, girl. That's the magic seat.
I need to sit here for a little while before I leave today.
That's the magic seat right there.
I love it though.
Thank
I mean,
you.
like seriously, it's just like continually evolving.
Well, I feel like one of the things, look, so I'm not a business person, right? My background is not business. My background is education. My background is academia. I've been a teacher my whole life. But one of the things that I've been really committed to, and I actually mentioned this on the happy birthday post for Dharma Drops the other day, because it was the 1 year anniversary of Dharma Drops. That I've been
amazing.
Thank you. I've been really committed to letting this thing turn into whatever it is.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm kind of behind the wheel steering a little bit. When we hit a bump in the road, we reroute. You know, I tried some stuff in the beginning, like book clubs. It just didn't work. People registered weren't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. So rather than forcing it, I was like, hey, I'm canceling this and giving you all your money back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, cool. And they have been return customers since then too.
Yeah.
I've just not been committed to things that don't work. And I guess getting back to the point about failure, it isn't failure if you say it's not failure. It's failure if you're like, oh damn, well that didn't work. Now I can't do anything else, right?
Oh, for sure.
Cool, that didn't work. Now I have all this time and energy to do something else that will work.
Well, and I think, I mean, our whole the way that we even view the word failure is it's short-sighted. Sarah, Spanx. Blakely, thank you.
Yeah. I like blah, 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 blah.
I was just gonna go with it.
It's not edited out.
She talks about how growing up in her household, every night her and her brother would sit down and her dad would be like, okay, so what'd you fail at today? And like, for instance, one day she came home from school and she was like, Dad, I tried out for a course and it was so bad. And they like said no. and he was like, that's awesome. Good job. Like, way to try, way to go for it. And like, can you imagine growing up with a dad like that? No. I mean, like, holy crap.
Sorry, Dad. My dad doesn't know what a podcast is, I don't think. He's probably no idea. No, I can't.
I mean, that's just like, but that's how we should be viewing failure. That's how we should be like, I mean, because I definitely don't look at shutting down my business as a failure.
No,
like,
it's just
that's what I needed to do.
It's one step along.